Matt Lenihan for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined by Frazer Clarke. Frazer, I appreciate you giving us some of your time today. I know we sort of conflicted with training on the first time. How are we anyway? Are you all good?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. How are you?
Yeah, no complaints, bud. No complaints. Busy, coming into a busy period, I feel now. A lot of shows coming up, a lot on the same day as well in some cases. Let's talk about you first. Where are we at? Last time I spoke to you, you were like, look, I think when we finished the interview, you were getting on the phone to talk about what potentially could be next with someone. Are you happy with how things are going if you can't say anything at all in terms of confidentiality?
Yeah, I'm happy where we're at now, but it has been frustrating because I've been out of the ring for it. It was March when I fought. Do you know what I mean? So it's been frustrating, really. But to be fair, you know, this in boxing sometimes it's a blessing and a curse. Like I had a few niggles going into the fight, I had a few niggles coming out of the fight, trying to get things sorted. You know, health wise. What the top and bottom is in this sport, you need to be fighting regular. You know, to get the best out of you, so you get to fight regular. So it's good enough I've stayed in the gym and I've been doing a bit of sparring here and there, but I would have liked to have fought again, yeah.
I was going to say, because after your last performance, you'll be wanting to build on that momentum. Everyone was waiting for that kind of performance from you. And then when we saw it, it was like, right, he's here kind of thing. Like, this is what we've been waiting for. We're great fight, obviously, regardless of who thought who won. You know, you both get your credit for that. And now, ideally, the rematch is what you want, isn't it, next? It has to be that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I just think that made sense for me and for Fabio, to be honest. I mean, I know there's a lot of talk about, oh, Fabio's still the champion. He had a lot of more options. Not really. He didn't really. Do you know what I mean? You know, when the fight's that close, I mean, on paper probably, but the reality is, and the facts are, people were left wanting more. Do you know what I mean? And ultimately, I know we're fighters, but ultimately we're here to serve the people, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? So I think you know it makes sense for me, and I also think it makes sense to him. You know, like I say, he's always talking. Oh, he got more options. He can go fight for bigger and better things. So why hasn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Do we see it before the end of the year?
Yeah.
Wasn't potentially not in the UK?
Yeah, potentially.
Okay. I won't ask no more because I know you won't be allowed to say anything, but providing we do get to see it, I believe, yeah, it's just a great fight. Look, heavyweight scene is booming at the minute. Like you said, there are a lot of fights that have been made. So I suppose in terms of what you have both got on the table in terms of options, it does make a lot of sense. One fight that sort of caught the interest last week, I think it was my interview or started an interview. David Adeleye and Sol Dacres. Now, sort of came out of nowhere kind of thing, but it was good. It was an interesting vibe for about 10 minutes, however long they went at it. What do you make of them? We'll start with David first, kind of thing.
You're setting me up to cause trouble here, but listen, the man's a prick. It's that simple. The man's a prick. Like,
do you two not get on then?
No, can't stand him. He just got this thing in his head. I'm dark skinned. I'm a heavyweight. I'm from London. I put on a deep voice. Let me try and intimidate everyone. Solomon half swallowed it. To be fair, you know what I mean. Like, he's just a prick, and the sooner someone puts him to sleep again, like Wardley did, the better.
Do you think in that fight, how would you see it outside looking in? Like Sol, I think is one of them as well. I think maybe a little bit of a similar situation to yourself, where I think we were always looking to see sort of the best of Sol Dacres because we hear about the amateur stuff like that. And would a guy like David Adeleye bring that out in him, you think, where he could maybe produce something?
Yeah, I was sat with Adam Morelli during the fight.
Yeah.
And obviously, me and Solomon are in the same division, but obviously I'm cool with Solomon. Do you know what I mean? We've travelled the world together and stuff. We've been around the squad together. So it was like, I want to see him do well, genuinely do. And I did say that during the fight. In the first 30 seconds of Webster fight, I said, I know he's wanting to go and make a statement, and he talked about going and doing, you know, letting everyone know what it's about. But it's so hard against that type of opponent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they've shared rounds. They've fought already as well, kind of thing, haven't they? So always difficult.
I had a bit of sympathy for him in that fashion. But with Adeleye, he's got this crazy confidence that he's this unbelievable fighter from somewhere. So he will actually try and take it to Solomon. I think that's when you see the best of Solomon, definitely.
Obviously, I know you mentioned there with the Adelaide stuff kind of thing. If obviously, I'm assuming the Fabio fight will be done, but if not, could we see a scenario where you two fight, you Adelaide, you Dacres down the line? Obviously, I know you're
Yeah,
looking up, but kind of thing. But if they get themselves in a position,
yeah, I don't see why not. Absolutely, absolutely. You know, we're all at the minute the British team's booming. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
I think these are the names are until I've sorted that Fabio situation out.
yeah,
Then, to be honest, we're all still in the same basket, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? Like we can think we're above it, but the reality is, at the minute, we're all in the same basket. I mean, and I've said this for a long time that the forgotten about man and the man that slept on the most, who's literally riding the crest of a wave at the minute, Johnny Fisher. I said this a while ago. So it might have been to you, Ali. You know, I said I think people are underestimating. I only did a few rounds with him, and I looked at sort of the way he boxed during the rounds and the way he listened to more tips, and I thought straight away, I know a fighter when I see one. Do you know what I mean? And I've just seen they've done a brilliant job with him matching him.
yeah.
He does a brilliant job in the gym, and he's going to be a serious problem. I can tell you that for sure.
Is the tag obviously? I think whenever you sell over 1,000 tickets, you get the tag a ticket seller before maybe sometimes your boxing ability is even given the credit it deserves. And Johnny's done what he's been asked of every fight. Like Alan Babbage, no matter what anyone says, whether they think he's a heavyweight or not, he comes in as a go, that kind of thing. He's not there to lose. And Johnny went out there and did what I think a lot of people would say if you're an elite level heavyweight, you go out there and you'd maybe do it. But he went out there, imposed himself in seconds and got the job done. Is he underrated, do you think, at the minute? Is he sort of going about his business the right way?
I think so. I think he's massively underrated because he's doing the right thing. You know what I mean? He's staying busy. He's getting people out of there. Yeah, he sells loads of tickets, but when you actually look, if you're a boxing person, you actually study Johnny. I can remember watching his debut. If you study the progression, the way he's come on physically, the way he's come on boxing wise. I mean, I know we're not getting to see a lot of that because he's just taking people out early on. And I'd like to see the opponents, to be honest, some of the opponents, they're just daft as brushes because I don't know why they're going to stand in front of him. I'd like to see someone with a bit of a brain say, you know what, the first minute of every round, he's coming like a steam train. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see what the opponents do. You know, an opponent with a bit of a brain that sort of takes that away from him, and then we'll see how Johnny adapts. That'll be interesting.
I'm not using this guy's name as an example of a potential opponent. I mean, I suppose he could be, but I mean, like in terms of a style, when you look at a Derek Chisora, he's going to apply pressure, like by hook or by crook, like no matter who he fights, you're never going to see him sort of maybe jab feint and start bouncing around the ring. Is that the type of fight that you want to see him in with, or maybe a Dillian White? Obviously, I know he wants to come back eventually, and pressure him, like as in make him work, kind of thing. So we can see where he's at.
Yeah, I think you've got to be
in terms of style.
I like someone that tough, but you've got to use your brain a little bit. I think if we're using them kind of names, I don't think they're looking as far down. You know what I mean? But
I mean, in terms of style,
yeah, if someone that can really tough it out and take him into deep water. But at the minute, he's doing what he's doing. So what you can't find the opponents. Like we all expect Alan Babbage to give him. I thought I'd give him at least a couple of rounds. But when someone jumps on you like that and heavy-handed and you're cold, because Johnny is heavy-handed. I tell you that he's very heavy-handed. So I just best to look to him again. We're in the same division, and I've got so much respect for him and his dad and his brothers. All of them actually. But I hope one day, if we keep winning, I'm pretty sure with the way our personalities are, the way our styles are, I think we'll gel for an absolute mega British clash one day.
Yeah, 100%. I was just about to say, is he a potential opponent for you, providing the stars aligned? I know you've got business to take care of, kind of thing, but potentially down the line.
Yeah, well, you look forward to all these fights. I mean, the one thing about me as a fighter is I like a challenge, and when I see a man taking people out in a minute and knocking heads off, a lot of people will think, oh God, we'll stay away from that. It's actually it's a challenge. You know what I mean? So all the names in the division, I can just fight them all because listen, I've been around it in the amateurs. You know what I mean? I've fought really good fighters, fought really good fighters and lost, and I just keep coming back. Do you know what I mean? I'm like a yo-yo, mate. Like I'm not going anywhere. Do you know what I mean?
What about the fight this weekend? Obviously, Joe Joyce, obviously, I think 39 years of age, Chisora and 40. Is this on make or break for both? I know Chisora, I suppose maybe more for Joe Joyce than Chisora, because he's had, I think double figure losses. If he has a good fight, he enjoys the war kind of thing. So I think he said he's going to fight until he hits 50 fights anyway. Is the pressure on Joe Joyce this weekend to show that, look, I I am back kind of thing? Because 18 months ago, prior to Zhang, everyone was saying, look, him and Joshua, him and Wilder, these fights are going to be this, that, and the other. And it's almost like, it's one of them in boxing kind of thing. What do you make of the fight?
Yeah, you know what I think? I think in a way, I know we don't always get this in boxing. In a way, I think this is probably a little bit of here you go, British boxing fans, enjoy sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're two big men. They both let their hands go. They're both, let's say some was short of a picnic. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I can't see nothing but fireworks, and I'm excited to watch it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good friends with Joe. Derek is one of them people that I've been around quite a bit the last couple of years, and I've got a massive space in my heart for Derek because he's one of them guys that, for all the craziness, the first things he asks me when he sees me is how's the kids, how's the family, and stuff like that. So these are the side of people that people don't see. Do you know what I mean? But
100%.
a good clash, and I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Couple more I want to get your opinion on. We have got the return of Andy Ruiz Jr. against Jarrell Miller. We've also got Martin Bakole against Jared Anderson, which for me on that card, aside from the main event, I'm really excited because we hear a lot about Jared Anderson. We see a lot, obviously, on the highlight reels. Same with Bakole as well. We hear a lot. Do you know what I mean? How do you see them fights?
So Jared Anderson, first of all, that's my guy, man. Like back in the amateur days, I remember being in America. He was way below me. We did a few rounds, and I was just like, "Oh my god, this guy's going to be an absolute problem." I thought he was going to compete at cruiserweight, but he's come up to heavyweight, and he's handling himself while he's doing his job. And I love seeing him. I love the energy. I love the fighting skills. But what I will say is, like I've said to many people, Martin Bakole is like the deep, dark force of the division. Let me tell you that man can really fight. And I know we've seen some up and down performances from him, but I think Billy Nelson has had enough time with now to just get him in a sweet spot. You know what I mean? Know what he's good at, what he's not good at, and sort of listen. I'm a massive fan of Anderson, but I'm a massive fan of Bakole as well, and I think it's a really good fight. But I'd have to say, judging on what I've seen, I think Bakole is a little bit wrong for Jared Anderson. So unless you hurt him, which proves quite difficult to put a dent in with Big Marty, he sort of walks forward and smiles.
Aye.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think I can see Martin Bakole well, probably not just nicking that, probably just a bit of a demolition job towards the end, probably.
I can't wait. I think that's got fireworks written all over it. Look, if you've got a message for all your fans, we're patiently waiting news. Do you have an idea of when you potentially will have news? Have you anything to tell them before we sign this interview off?
Listen, hopefully we'll get something out to you guys in the next sort of 10 days, 2 weeks. If not, I can assure you that I've had the sit downs, that things are happening. There's a date in place. So it shouldn't be too long. Obviously, you ran this morning, and I was in a deep dark training session. I'm just on my way for another one in a minute. So yeah, I can just tell you, like, I'm in a place where I'm getting ready to fight. Let's put it that way. So you only have to do add the timelines. It shouldn't be too long. One more thing, I just need to back up what I said in the morning when in the beginning of the interview I was speaking about a certain someone. I don't say anything on the camera that I don't say to people's faces. So I don't want people thinking I'm this guy behind the screen that will call someone a prick or a knobhead. If I think that of you, I'll tell you to your face, and I've done that many a time, and I don't have no problem doing it again. So just to put a line through that.
No, I get where you're coming from, Frazer. I think people know that anyway. Look, looking forward to seeing you back out. Ideally in the fight we all want to see, and yeah, we wish you all the best. And let's roll on these mega fights, bro.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Speak soon, bro.